Hi, I'm Cody with Wall Street Breakdown, and it's Thursday, the 21st of September, 2017. We're going to do a market recap. I bet you're wondering why it's dark outside. I've got glasses on and I'm wearing a jacket in the house. Because I'm not playing by your rules, that's why. The Dow was down after 9 straight days up, down 53.36 to bring it down to 22,359. The S&P followed suit down to 2,500, down 7.64. That almost gives back all the S&P's gains from the entire week. The TSX, though, continues to be up, and like I said, up here in Canada, if you're not invested in Canadian stocks, you should maybe talk to your advisor and see what they're doing to properly allocate a nice diversified portfolio, especially if you're Canadian. You've probably been out of a lot of Canadian stocks for a long time. There's a bit of a capital gains tax cut if you're investing in Canadian stocks as opposed to international stocks. The TSX been rip-roaring. Talk to your financial advisor, especially if you're Canadian. Obviously, there's a lot of Canadian stuff that's doing well. There's no specific news today, but the TSX up 65.32 to bring it to 15,454.92. And that's a multitude of good days the TSX has had in a row over weeks now. And I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it up here in Canada. This is what we need to see. I think despite a federal government that maybe isn't running as efficiently as possible, we go to show that our economy, it knows how to handle itself. Doesn't matter who's in power. So good for us. Pat on the back, Canada. We're doing a good job. Anadarko Petroleum up 8.2% today. They're trading at 48.49, which is near the bottom of their 52-week low. They've got a $2.5 billion share repurchase program they announced this morning. They're going to do 1 billion repurchases by the end of 2017 and the full 2.5 through 2018. That really set them up to have a big day, 8.2%. Now, again, they were trading around the bottom of their 52-week low, so a nice bounce is good, but it's always nice to see a share repurchase program this size. Companies reinvesting in their own company, they definitely trust what they're doing, want to bring more shares back in-house. Best Buy up 2.6% today. No news. 53.95 is the share price after the 2.6% jump, but no news for them. Just another retail bump, apparently. A lot of the retail guys are getting bumps. We haven't seen Best Buy on the list this is the last couple of weeks, so Best Buy obviously is just a bit of a trickle-down effect. Somebody's got to get a little bit of a bump, and since there's no news against Best Buy or in any of the sectors that really affect Best Buy, good news or bad news, I guess Best Buy was just the winner today. Allergan, the company that makes Botox, down 3.5%. Allergan's a large pharmaceutical company out there. The share price is $202.66 even after being down today. They were downgraded this morning by Morgan Stanley, and that's what sent shares tumbling 3.5%. But it's really menial. Like across the board, the guys that lost money were no big losers. It was just everybody was kind of giving back a little bit of the gains they got to bring us down in the Dow and the S&P. Clorox down 3%. Now, Clorox does a lot of home products, right? Like you're obviously it's consumer products. So how did they go down? What did Clorox do? There's no news. Clorox doesn't make news. $131.33 is the share price. They're down, like I said, 3%. It was a pretty big shift for a company like Clorox. Apparently, there's a bit of a supply side issue at Dr. Pepper Snapple, which really actually hit the home sector entirely. Everybody that kind of sells things into your fridge, into your pantry, into under your sink, into your bathroom, they all kind of took a bit of a hit today, all because of just some supply issues that Dr. Pepper Snapple pointed out that changed their guidance going forward, which ultimately didn't hit them as hard as it ended up hitting Clorox and a lot of other home product companies as well. HP cuts 5,000 jobs. 5,000 jobs, a lot. They're going to cut those jobs by the end of the year. That's 10% of their entire workforce. HP is streamlining a lot of the business that they're doing. They're really in a big crunch time in their turnaround. They've been doing this for a lot of years. They've been trying to get a lot of stuff. They were a really overly taxed company that had far too many fingers in the pie and doing far too many things at once, and they couldn't become an expert in any of them. They've definitely streamlined their business, sold out of a lot of business in China, broke off a bunch of subsidiaries. Meg Whitman, that used to be the CEO of eBay, is the CEO of HP, been doing a great job for a long time. And while HP's definitely not done this turnaround story, not by a long shot, for the last 4 or 5 years that we've been watching it, they're definitely in a better position today than they were in 5 years ago. There's no doubt about that. So a little bit of a job cut might just be one of those things where you just have to say, like, look, we got to cut some costs, and these divisions, whatever they end up being, because there was no news on who it was actually going to be that was going to get cut. Whatever those divisions are, I guess Meg Whitman and her team just do not see them as viable as the bottom line is. Amazon says they're going to start 2,000 new jobs in New York City, 6,000 jobs in the state of New York by 2019. They're going to open a 360,000 square foot office in Manhattan's Hudson Yard. That's some affluent stuff. It's going to be the new home for the advertising team for Amazon, and also Amazon Fashion and a couple other branches of Amazon are going to run out of here. There's obviously a very, very big office space they're going to be getting into. Pure Gym over in the UK, the biggest gym company over there, the biggest franchise company. I guess they're not franchises, they're all in-house, but it's the biggest gym over there. If you like working out, Pure Gym is definitely the gym. They were up for auction today. The deadline was today. There was a KKR bid that people were assuming was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $800 million US. I haven't got any word back on if that bid went through, if Pure Gym had settled on one of the bids at auction. We haven't got any of that kind of information yet, but Pure Gym is definitely on the precipice of being sold to somebody. Allstate, remember how we talked about Progressive not getting smashed as bad in August? Allstate got smashed as bad as Progressive and Allstate combined could have got smashed. At least that's what I thought. Catastrophe losses in August for Allstate total $593 million pre-tax. $576 million just from Hurricane Harvey. 55% of those claims are auto claims, but that hurricane, it did some damage not only to a lot of the insurers, the reinsurers, but a lot of people's lives. Come on, hurricane, back off a little bit. Jobless claims in the United States were not too bad on the initial claims, because the initial claims were down 3,000 to 269,000 for the week. Those are really good. We want to see those numbers going down, but the problem is the guys in the actual jobless pool already continue to rise. Continuous claims are up 44,000 to find themselves at 1.98 million. So while we see a lot less people entering the jobless pool, you see a lot of people still remaining in there. I don't know how many of those are people who are just waiting on a perfect job to take, but with that number creeping up, that bottom number creeping up, it's still, I would say that's maybe a break even though we do see the initial jobless claims down fairly significantly. Boeing's been in the news with Bombardier, and they've been doing all sorts of stuff, doing Air Force One, and Boeing's saying that they're going to go out there because of the Northrop Grumman orbital deal and potentially go out and make some mergers and acquisitions. Today, Boeing made a deal with Japan Airlines to sell them 4 more 787-8 Dreamliners. Those are the high-end ones. $900 million is the total. Japan Airlines has 34 total 787-8 Dreamliners. Fancy stuff. That's about it. I really don't have anything else to tell you. I'm Cody with Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, go ahead and do that. Click the notifications bell. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and feel free to leave me a comment about my neurotic behavior of wearing sunglasses and a jacket in my house in the middle of the evening. Maybe I can't afford heat. You don't know what's going on here. Stop judging.